She didn't announce it. She didn't explain it. Christina Hendricks simply stepped into view, and suddenly, the internet froze. Fashion critics leaned closer, and fans everywhere collectively gasped. One daring moment was enough to remind Hollywood that true presence doesn't ask for permission. Before we dive into the full story, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to Iconic Looks Daily for your daily dose of celebrity glamour, transformations, and unforgettable looks. Christina Hendricks has always existed in a league of her own. From the earliest days of her career, there was something unmistakable about her, an energy that felt classic yet rebellious, glamorous yet grounded. She wasn't chasing trends or molding herself to fit the industry's narrow expectations. Instead, she carried herself with a quiet certainty, the kind that makes people stop and stare without fully understanding why. When she rose to global fame as Joan Holloway on Mad Men, Hendricks didn't just become popular, she became symbolic. Joan wasn't merely a character, she was a statement. Every fitted dress, every slow turn of her head, every perfectly measured pause spoke volumes about power, femininity, and control in a world that often underestimated women like her. Christina Hendricks didn't play the role.
She embodied it.
But fame has a way of boxing women in, especially when they don't conform to the industry's ever-shifting idea of what's acceptable. For years, Hendricks found herself admired, scrutinized, and discussed as if her appearance were a debate rather than a presence. And yet, she never seemed rattled. She chose roles carefully. She avoided cheap spectacle. She let her work and her confidence do the talking. That's what made this moment hit so hard. When Christina Hendricks appeared in what many instantly labeled her most daring look yet, reactions were immediate. Social media lit up. Fashion blogs rushed to analyze every detail. Fans struggled to put their admiration into words. But what stood out wasn't shock. It was intention. The look wasn't chaotic or careless. It was composed, elegant, and fearless in its simplicity. There was no desperation for attention. No sense of trying to outdo anyone else. Just a woman standing firmly in her power, fully aware of the effect she has, and completely at peace with it. That kind of confidence can't be styled. It can only be owned. Fashion historians were quick to draw parallels to old Hollywood icons, women who understood that allure was about suggestion, not excess. Think of the controlled glamour of the Golden Age, when confidence was the ultimate accessory. Hendricks tapped into that legacy effortlessly, proving that timeless elegance doesn't age, it sharpens. What truly unsettled expectations was how natural the moment felt. There was no visible hesitation, no attempt to soften the impact. Christina Hendricks didn't look like someone taking a risk. She looked like someone reclaiming space that had always been hers. And that distinction changed everything. Public reaction revealed more than admiration. It exposed a cultural discomfort with women who refused to fade quietly. Many praised her bravery, while others seemed stunned that such confidence could exist without apology. That reaction alone spoke volumes. When a woman knows her worth and stands in it unapologetically, it challenges narratives we didn't even realize we believed. This moment wasn't about rebellion. It wasn't about controversy.
It was about authorship.
Christina Hendricks chose how she would be seen, and that choice carried weight. In an industry that often dictates how women should present themselves at every stage of life, her decision felt quietly revolutionary. Her career has always followed this same philosophy. Rather than chasing constant exposure, she has built a body of work rooted in depth and intention. From television to film to voice acting, Hendricks gravitates toward roles that allow complexity, vulnerability, and strength to coexist. She doesn't rush. She doesn't overexplain. She trusts her instincts, and they've rarely failed her. That trust was evident here. The styling was minimal, almost architectural. Nothing distracted from the message. The focus wasn't on skin or spectacle, it was on presence, on confidence, on the unmistakable authority of a woman who understands exactly who she is. For longtime fans, the moment felt like validation. Christina Hendricks had always represented a different standard of beauty, one rooted in authenticity rather than approval. For newer audiences, it was a revelation. Here is proof that glamour doesn't require permission, youth, or constant reinvention. It requires self-possession. Designers and stylists took notice. Conversations followed about redefining boldness, about how restraint can be more powerful than excess. Hendricks didn't just wear a daring look, she reframed what daring looks like. She reminded the fashion world that confidence, when paired with intention, becomes unforgettable. In interviews over the years, she's spoken about learning to tune out noise that doesn't serve her, about embracing herself fully rather than chasing expectations. That philosophy was written all over this moment. There was no defensiveness, no explanation, just presence. And presence, when it's real, speaks louder than headlines ever could. As the buzz slowly settled, one thing became clear. This wasn't a fleeting viral moment. It was a statement, one that marked another chapter in a career defined by control, elegance, and quiet defiance. Christina Hendricks didn't shock the world. She reminded it.